You are scrolling through your phone on a perfectly normal evening. Everything in your life is fine. Nothing has changed. And then you see it. Someone your age just bought their first house. Someone from your high school just got promoted. Someone you used to know is traveling the world and somehow looks better than ever doing it. And just like that, the evening that was completely fine 30 seconds ago now feels like evidence that you are behind, that you are missing something, that everyone else figured something out that you have not. And the worst part is, nothing actually changed. Your life is exactly the same as it was before you picked up your phone. The only thing that changed was what you saw. And somehow that was enough to make everything feel different. This is not a weakness. This is not immaturity. This is one of the oldest survival mechanisms in the human brain running in an environment it was never designed for. Here is the science behind what is actually happening. In 1954, psychologist Leon Festinger developed what he called social comparison theory. His research found that humans have a fundamental drive to evaluate themselves, their abilities, their progress, their worth, by comparing themselves to other people. This was not a flaw in human design. For most of human history, it was essential. Knowing where you stood relative to the people around you told you whether you were safe, whether you had enough, or whether you needed to work harder to survive. Comparison was a navigation tool. The problem is that tool was designed for a world where you compared yourself to maybe 150 people, the size of a typical human tribe. Today, your brain is running that same comparison mechanism against millions of people simultaneously. Every highlight reel, every success announcement, every carefully curated version of someone else's life. Your brain was not built for this volume, and it is completely overwhelmed by it. And social media made it catastrophically worse by doing one specific thing. It removed downward comparison almost entirely. Festinger found that humans naturally engage in two types of comparison: upward comparison with people doing better than you, and downward comparison with people doing worse than you. In a natural environment, these balanced each other out. Social media almost exclusively serves upward comparison. Nobody posts their failures. Nobody documents their worst days. The algorithm feeds you the best version of everyone else's life on a loop, and your ancient survival brain processes every single post as evidence that you are falling behind. I went through a period where I could not work on anything I was building without first checking what everyone else was doing. Every time I sat down to write, I would spend the first 20 minutes reading about people who had already written more. Every time I tried to build something, I would find someone who had already built it better. I told myself I was doing research. What I was actually doing was using other people's progress to convince myself that mine was not good enough before I had even started. Comparison was not pushing me forward, it was eating the motivation before it could turn into action. The reframe that actually changed this for me was simple but uncomfortable. Comparison is only useful when you compare yourself to one person, who you were yesterday, not who someone else is today. Not where someone else was at your age, not what someone else has built in the same amount of time. The only comparison that produces useful information about your life is the distance between who you were and who you are becoming. Everything else is just noise your brain mistakes for signal. This does not mean you stop being aware of what other people are doing. It means you stop letting their timeline define yours. It means you stop using someone else's Chapter 10 as evidence that your Chapter 2 is failing. Everyone you are comparing yourself to right now is on a completely different path with completely different starting conditions that you cannot see from the outside. The highlight reel you are measuring yourself against is not even an accurate picture of their life. It's a performance, and you're using a performance to judge your reality. Your progress is not slow, it's just yours. And the moment you stop measuring it against someone else's is the moment it finally starts feeling like enough.